It takes me like 2 weeks to make a batch of kombucha, and I usually make about 6 bottles. Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be teaching y'all how I make my kombucha. It is a process, so stick with me because you might need to come back to this video, but I think it's finally time I show y'all how I do my kombucha. Y'all, I'm not going to get into the science of kombucha. I'm just basically giving a tutorial. So this right here is a mama Scoby. A Scoby is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, which makes the kombucha. This is what it looks like. There's multiple actually in this. So this is the key ingredient to kombucha. You can make a kombucha Scoby by using plain kombucha. Like you go to the store, find a brand that just sells plain. GT is an awesome brand. I use theirs to start my kombucha journey and I love it. Honestly, if you want to know how to make a Scoby, I'll link a video down below on how I made my Scoby. You can buy Scoby online through Amazon. First things first, you're gonna want to start off with some filtered water. This is my filtered water. I use a Brita filter. So just take any filtered water, don't take tap water, 8 cups, and boil it on the stove till it starts bubbling.
Next, you'll need 12 tea bags or 12 grams of black tea. Now pour in those 8 cups of hot water to the black tea. Allow it to sit for 20 minutes. Now add 1 whole cup of sugar to that tea mixture. I use raw cane sugar, but you can use white sugar if you want to. The kombucha feeds off this sugar, so don't worry. After your sugar is dissolved, add 8 cups of room temperature filtered water to your mixture. Now that's the rest of the water that you need in order to brew your kombucha. It's also good to help cool down the tea a bit. Now, it is very important to wait for your tea mixture to be to room temperature before you go ahead and add your Scoby to your tea mixture. As you can see, I have more than 1 Scoby. All you need is 1 Scoby and you add it to your tea mixture. Once you add your Scoby to your tea mixture, as you can see, you're going to have to put on like a napkin or maybe a tea towel. I use a napkin because I use a minimalistic type of version to make kombucha. I use what I have, not what I don't. And I already had this glass, but you're going to need to use glass, not plastic. It's very important you use a glass jar in order to hold all of this mixture.
Now make sure to put your kombucha in a dark place because this is how you make your first batch. You're supposed to let it ferment over to like 7 days until you see this liquid is pretty dark right now. Once the fermentation process is done, which is called the first ferment, then it will turn into a light color.
Now that it's golden brown, it is time to flavor and bottle up the kombucha. This part is called the second ferment. So now I have some fruit pulp. You can use any type of fruit pulp or you can use fresh fruit and blend it and maybe strain it if you don't want any pulp, just as long as you have that fruit to give it some flavor. So since I'm using some fruit pulp, I'm going to add some sugar to it. This helps cut the bitterness from the fruit, as well as when it's carbonating, it will eat off that sugar and it become more fizzy. Then I just blend that mixture up to make sure that it's nice and well incorporated. Now that the fruit puree is blended, I take the kombucha liquid, which you can drink without flavoring, but I choose a flavored kombucha. I just take most of the liquid from that, and then I just put it in the blender. But just so y'all know, please make sure to go ahead and leave about 1 cup of the rest of the kombucha liquid so that your Scoby won't dry up, so that you can put it back in a dark cabinet and use it for next time. Now blend both the puree and the kombucha liquid together so that you can just do an easy pour within your bottles. These are my glasses that I'm going to store my kombucha in. As you can see, they're the flip top ones. I'll put a link down below where I got them from Amazon, but these are awesome. I tried the wine bottle trick with my kombucha, but it didn't really work. If you're planning to make your own homemade kombucha, you should definitely get these bottles. All right, now, as y'all can see, these two are the kombuchas that I took out from the fridge. Depending on what fruit or what puree you use, it might look different. But as you can see, there's some puree at the top, some puree at the bottom, and some bubbles around. So if these are your first few batches of kombucha, you might want to do this over the sink because you never know how much spillage there will be when you open it. So yes, I do advise you to do it over the sink. Here's my little tip of how to open it. I put my hand on the cap and then I'll release on this part. You see? Y'all hear that? It's a lot of carbon. And there it is. And yeah, that is how you make kombucha. Honestly, I'm telling you, if you love to drink kombucha, you gotta try making it at home. It is so much fun. It's a wonderful process to see how it starts from just a Scoby and some plain kombucha or your kombucha starter, and it comes to a whole fizzy, naturally carbonated drink that is actually really good for your gut health. If you try making kombucha with my recipe, please comment down below. I would love to know how it turned out. If you need any help or you want to ask any questions, feel free, because this is what I love to do and I will not have a problem with answering you all, okay? Go ahead and try it out. Let them know Ali taught you. Please make sure to subscribe and I shall see you next time.